The Premier League returns this weekend, as does Jose Mourinho. Does his appointment at Tottenham Hotspur change your perspective out on the fantasy football front? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another fantasy football update, boys and girls, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. That's right, folks, back once again with another fantasy football update video, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things fantasy football related, Blackburn Rovers related, whoa, football related. We got it all here on the Warowski. We're going to jump straight in the thick of things and take a little look back at how we got on last time around in the old fantasy football stakes, and I did absolutely crap. Just 29 points for me. I've given up the ghost to think of ever even getting close to winning my own league here. But, yeah, 29 points is not good at all. The average was just 48 with the highest possible score around the world, or the highest recorded score was 119. For me, any standouts here? Mane got himself 7 goals. McTominay, not a bad shout, they got himself 5 points. Kane got himself 4 as captain, so really that was an absolutely woeful performance. Son Heung-min on the bench got himself 8 points. Should have had in there. Should have had Van Dijk. Well, not really Van Dijk, but all in all, not great at all. We need to change it up. I do apologise for the lateness of this video. It's been a bit of a crazy old week, obviously, with international football and all that kind of good stuff. So let's take a look at how it's going on in the old Blackburn Overseas cash cow. I sit 115th in the table. So the current leader is Return of the Legend. Gu Xiao Jane leads the way with 757 points at the moment. That's a good 30 points clear of his nearest rival, I Really Need the Toilet, by Joel Todd. He sits in second spot with 727 points. And in third spot, it is D Stones Rose Sace, which is Tristan Mathis. He's in third spot, 720 points on the board. And FC Theopatelli is in there in fourth. Chicken Tikka Mo Salah is in fifth. That's the overall table. Let's take a look at the current leader for the November Manager of the Month. It's Super Boys FC with 161 points on the board, scoring 61 points last time out. Tristan Mathis is in second, though, with Nice FC hot on his heels in third spot. In fact, all you guys got with 161 points so far. So, a couple of big match days coming ahead at you. Obviously, this weekend, I think, will be the last weekend for this. So, winner takes all in the race for the Manager of the Month for November. Now, if you want to become, if you are going to be victorious, you need to get involved in the old Discord. That's the only way I can get in touch with you. I've reached out to Fantasy Football in the past. They've said there is no more chat option within the game. So the only way I can get a hold of you is through the Discord, or bug me somehow. Then you have to get in touch with me via Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, one way or another. You got to find me, because I've tried. I can't really find you guys, but I'm out there. I'm quite easily approachable, you know what I mean. Anyway, that's the state of play in the current the league table, and of course the Manager of the Month rankings. Let's take a look at this weekend's fixtures, shall we, and tell you where your best bets lie. So obviously we kick it all off. What a game to kick it all off on Saturday. It is West Ham up against Tottenham Hotspur. Jose has returned, and he's going to take over Spurs and hopefully lead them into 3 points this weekend. New manager bounce. Yeah, you would think so. But West Ham, they can be a decent. Also, they've had a bit of a rough patch at the moment, and they're not finding their form. So it looks like a Spurs victory. But what will it's a lot of question marks over Mourinho's time. This does even smell like a draw, if I'm honest with you. So I'll be very hesitant to select many Tottenham players for this week, just to let them get up and moving in the right direction. Arsenal should take care of business against Southampton, so if you've got any Southampton defenders, you may want to hold back on that one. And Arsenal attackers, your Lacazettes, your Aubameyangs, your Pepes, all that kind of good stuff. This could be a weekend for them for some big scoring points. Bournemouth against Wolves. Again, that looks like a Bournemouth victory, I think. Wolves are pretty solid as well. Brighton against Leicester. I think Leicester will nick it. 2-1, 1-0, 3-1, something like that. I do expect Brighton to be a little bit stubborn at home, but Leicester are obviously the team of the moment, sitting in second spot on the table. Liverpool against Crystal Palace. It will be a nervy game. It won't be a free-flowing game. I don't expect it to be a barnstormer. Again, Liverpool should win it. Yeah, a goal either side. 2-1, 1-0, something like that. Everton against Norwich. Everton should win this one as well. Norwich look absolutely shit. So if you've got any attacking players, your Sigurdssons, your Czech Thompsons, something like that. I don't know who they're playing these days. Your Ricarlsons, it's definitely a game for them. Watford, again, they're up and moving. They got the win under the belt, and they should be kicking on forward as well this weekend against Burnley. So if you've got any of your Troy Deeneys, all that kind of stuff. But take a look at your attacking players for Watford, and then that could be an option for some cheeky wee points. And then the same can go for Burnley. You might want to reduce any defensive, your Popes between the sticks. Is it Nick Pope? Yeah, you want to bin them off, all those kind of players, because I think Burnley will lose this one. And then the big one, Man City against Chelsea. You would favour Manchester City, but Chelsea could be a bit of a I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. They could be throwing a spanner in the works. They could throw a spanner in the works and may upset the apple cart and get something out of this game, whether it be a draw or a very close defeat. So I wouldn't really go for any Man City or Chelsea players on this one. I believe the story of the weekend will go actually to Bramall Lane. I think Sheffield United will pick up the victory against Manchester United. Also saying Manchester United have had a recent uptick in form, but Sheffield United look good at the moment. Look solid, look composed. They look focused about what their job is this season. And I think they're going to grind out a positive result. They will not lose this game, I don't think, Sheffield United. So they'll either draw it or win it. And Villa against Newcastle, that's another complicated one as well. But I would probably side with Villa, if I'm completely honest with you. Obviously, Steve Bruce going back to his old stomping ground as well. So maybe look to your Wesleys, your Conor Hoonahans, your Jack Grealishes, McGinn, maybe to pick up some points. So let's take a look at some of the key players of this past few weeks. In fact, let's take a look at the current leading point scorers across the board. This is the whole tournament. Jamie Vardy is the main man at the moment. 92 points on the board. He is on very, very good form as well. He's been selected by 36.4% of all people. I've got Jamie Vardy in the squad. Hot on his heels is Sadio Mane with 83 points. Only 36.7% of all people have got him in the team so far. Tammy Abraham, though, has been selected by 50% of all teams, and he's got 81 points in total for the season. De Bruyne is hot on his heels, and Mo Salah as well. Surprise package in the top 10 is Lundstrom with Sheffield United. He's up there with 70 points on the board so far, and at a bargain, a snip at £4.9 million. That's your top point scorers overall. Let's let's break them down a little bit by looking at the goalkeepers. It is still Ryan from Brighton leading the way, 55 points on the board. Ramsdale second, though, with Bournemouth. Schmeichel, Henderson, and Patricio next up the top five. As for the defenders, we did take a look at Lundstrom. Next up is Pereira, Robertson, and the Turkish fella Sonyu Chunchu, or whatever his name is. He's got 55 points, and Chilwell makes up the top five. So 3 out of the 5 players in the top 5 are Leicester City players. If you take a look at the grand scheme of things, the top 10, or maybe in the top 15, you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sheffield United players in the top 15. That is crazy. Crazy. So it's dominated by Leicester, dominated by Sheffield United, and Liverpool are also in the mix there as well. So how about the top midfielders? And what's the who's who, really? It's the Manes, the De Bruyne, Zalahs, and Sterling's. James Maddison makes up the top 5 as well, 62 points so far. As for the main strikers, we did cover some of them. Vardy is the main man. Abraham, Aguero, Aubameyang, and Rashi is in there. Pukki is on the way down. His form is absolutely shit. Says £1.8 million. That's how good he's playing at the moment. And the amount of teams that have selected him right now, 20%. Let's take a look at that. Maybe we can see that grand scheme. Does it show teams selected by? Well, it shows the number. So it did start off at 148,000 people had selected Timu Pukki. I went up to 176. Went up to 982,000 teams had him in the selection. Now it's 984,000, and then it dropped. Scrap that. Oh, I've completely confused myself here. So the original selection was 148,000 teams selected Pukki. Then went up to 398,000 teams, an increase of 176,000. Then it went up to 1.5 million teams selected Pukki. That was a rise of 982,000. A further rise of 984,000 saw them go up to 2.59 million clubs selecting Timu Pukki. Then a sharp decrease of £52,000 brought it back down to £2.54 million, and it slowly went back up again, and it currently sits after a sudden decrease. 1.65 million clubs have Teemu Pukki in their lineup. Let's take a look at what have we got going on. In fact, we need to go back up, and we'll come back to look at this in a second. We'll go back to my team here, and we're going to take a look at the dream team and all that kind of good stuff. How do we look at the dream team? I always struggle. The dream team. This is what the dream team would be. 115 points would have been possible if you had selected these guys, not including substitutes. Poke between the sticks, Tchaikovsky, Clark and Tamori. Your back three, Neves, Davies, Harry Wilson, Martial and Bernardo Silva. Defolue and Vardy up top. Would have got 115 points. But nobody got that. The actual top score this week was... What was it? What was it? Tell me. Points, if I can go to the points, it will say the highest was 119. Somebody must have played bench boost. That's correct. So Ryan between six, Lundstrom, Robertson, Chilwell, Dunk, McGinn, Martial, Mane, Inks, Vardy with the captain's armband and Tammy Abraham. On the bench, they also had Pope, Madsen, Pulisic and Tamori to give them up 119 points. And that sits him, where does it sit him? Around 6.9 millionth in the 6,937th best. Give or take. Is he better than me? Is he better than me? Heck no. Heck no, Sonny Jim. I'm doing better than him. Anyway, that was just... I had to make sure we got that in there. So let's take a look at transfers in this past... over the past course of time. In fact, it's the round we want to see. Vardy is the hot man at the moment, especially when we look at the strikers. 411,000 transfers coming in to increase him to 36.4% of all teams having him. Abraham's been selected a whole bunch, as has Jimenez, Rashford, and Musette from Sheffield United, the former Bournemouth striker. How about the midfielders? Let's take a look at those bad boys. James Maddison's been selected this past round. 278,000 teams have decided to pluck him in. Sadio Mane, Pulisic, Tielemans and Martial is back in form now and scoring goals and scoring points. This past week, how much points did he score? He scored 10 points against Brighton, so he's looking to play some games. Two full 90 minutes there, so hopefully the future is bright for Martial and Manchester United. Next up, the defenders. Hot prospect is Sunyoon Chunchu, the Turkish defender. He's been selected 227,000 times this past week. Still only a snip at 4.9 million. Lundstrom, Chilwell and Robertson, your transfers. Baldock as well for defenders. As for the goalkeepers, Schmeichel's been picked up a lot. 130,000 transfers made to bring in Schmeichel, Ramsdale, Alisson, Ryan and Pope. What about drop them like it's hot? The goalkeepers, well, Edison's been dropped 236,000 times. The next best goalkeeper, next worst goalkeeper is Henderson. Obviously been dropped because he can't play this week, so drop him. De Gea, though, also dropped 28,000 times. Button and Patricio. How about the defenders? Well, people are dropping Van Dijk like crazy. 81,000 people dropping Van Dijk, as is Dunk, Peters, Robertson, and Alonso have been dropping it like it's hot. 48,000 people making that move. Meanwhile, Sterling's been dropped 160,000 times, as has Mason Mount, Salah, Cantwell, and Bernardo Silva. And wrapping it up, the strikers. Pukki, like I said, a huge 250,000 of you dropped him this week. Aguero as well, 133,000. Aubameyang, Wilson, and Kane. Sebastian Haller, one of my early tips to be a potential dark horse. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got for you. Just an update of what's going on. Again, if you are in the league and you're doing very well, you might want to get involved with me in the Discord. I'll try and leave a link in the description down below. Maybe it'll be on the screen. I don't know if the editor version of me decides to get it in there. It will be there. If not, it should be in the description down below. Anyway, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. If you're new, smash the subscribe. New videos pretty much every single day right here at Blackburn Overseas. And hopefully you're going to do well this week in the fantasy football. I'll see you next time around. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.